So how do you do it? What are the techniques of gerrymandering? Well, there are two primary techniques: packing and cracking. Packing simply means you pack all of the voters that tend to vote a similar way in the same party into as few a districts as possible. You may have to give up a seat or two. They may win a seat or two as a result of that, but you're going to pick up more seats because you've packed their vote so tightly. Cracking is just the opposite, obviously. You're breaking their vote up and spreading it out into as many districts as possible, again, so as to dilute the power of their vote. What's the outcome? Safe seats. What's the result of safe seats? Well, if I'm a candidate for the legislature and I'm in a safe district, and let's say I'm a Republican, what do I worry about once I've gotten elected? Do I worry about a Democrat running against me? No. I worry about a primary. So we even have a word for that now in America called primaried. That's what happens to you if you don't do good. And you get attacked by somebody from the extreme of your party. It could be way to the left or way to the right. And incrementally, in my opinion, what's happened to politics in America is people have gotten so afraid of that primary that they have moved further and further to the extreme of their party so as to avoid a primary. What's the other problem that you have as an incumbent when you're running for re-election? Well, there's raising cash. But there's also a fear that if you have compromised too much with the other side, that extreme of your party is not going to support you. And that may lead to a primary. So that makes it very difficult to find people who will cross the aisle, compromise, and solve problems. Now, I'm not picking on one party or the other tonight, but the most recent example, which you've all been reading about, is healthcare, where the Republican Party has essentially said we are not going to cross the aisle to work with the other side. Why? Because of the fear of the base or extreme of their party. If the Democrats were in control, they'd do the same thing. That's just the way politics is. That's called gridlock. It's what's keeping us from getting something done in America. It's what's keeping representative democracy from working the way our founding fathers intended it to. They believed the voters should pick the politicians.